All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode or another video of our financial intelligence classes. Now, if you contribute 20,000, monthly contributions, now, ladies and gentlemen, if you contribute 20,000 monthly contributions in a money market fund account, that is going to give you an interest rate of 10% per annum, and that is annual interest, 10% per annum. And this money market fund account is also going to compound your money daily. That is, the frequency of compounding is daily compounding. That is the frequency of compounding is daily compounding. That is 365 days, because 1 year is going to have 365 days. And therefore, you contribute 20,000 in a money market fund of your choice. You can choose Saiton Money Market Fund, you can choose Etika Money Market Fund, you can choose ZD, whichever, as long as you have identified the correct fund manager and you have done some performance appraisal on that particular fund manager, so that you can be able to trust them with your money. 20,000 internal interest rate is 10% per annum with daily compounding. Now, how long is it going to take you to raise a goal of 10 million Kenya shillings? Let's assume that you, as an investor, you want to come up with 10 million Kenya shillings, not alone, but pure investments in a money market fund account, whereby the investment itself is a low yield investment. That is 10%. You can see it's a low yield investment, but at the same time, it's a low risk money. It's a low risk investment. That's why you choose it, because of low risk. But of course, it's a low yield. Of course, here, if it's a low yield, it's going to take you some time to reach the goal of 10 million Kenya shillings. And in this particular video, the main objective is to identify or to find out how long is it going to take you to raise 10 million Kenya shilling when you contribute 20,000 in a money market fund that is going to offer 10% interest rate per annum. Of course, frequency of compounding being 365 days or daily compounding. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you watch this video up to the end, so that if you don't still understand how money market funds are going to work, this one is going to explain to you simple step by step on how money market funds investments work. So ladies and gentlemen, this is another reason that you should stay subscribed in this particular channel. You can see what we normally do. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Sir John Mweri. I'm a professional accountant with Finop Accountancy and Insurance Consultancy. So make sure you watch this video up to the end, share it with your friends, put a comment on the comment section, and subscribe. Put on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you are the first person to get that video. Now, let's get to the business of the day, all right? Now, we are saying that the goal is to raise 10 million Kenya shillings. The goal is to raise 10 million Kenya shillings with monthly contributions of 20,000 only. No other activity, no other additional expenses, and so on and so on. Just 20,000 in that investment of money market fund account. How long is it going to take you to raise 10 million Kenya shillings? Now, let's get to the business of the day. We normally see that our future value is equals to amount 1 plus r raised to power n minus 1 divided by r. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to break down the formula for you so that you may not get confused, our future value here is our goal. Our future value here is our goal of 10 million Kenya shillings. Our future value here is our goal of 10 million Kenya shillings. Now, our amount here is our monthly contributions of 20,000 Kenya shillings. Our amount here is our monthly contributions of 20,000 Kenya shillings. Our interest rate, our R, that is R there, is 10% per annum. Now, remember, when we have 10% per annum and we are contributing this 20,000 per month, it means that we have to convert this 10% into monthly to see the monthly percentage. All right, so we divide this one by 12 and we get what? This is 10 divided by 12. 10 divided by 12 is 0.83%, is equals to 0.83%. Now I need to convert this 0.83% into decimal places. So I divide this one by 100. So this one is going to be 0.0083. All right, because this is the amount that I'm going to put it in the formula. So I'm just making things simple for my formula. All right, now our n, we don't know our n. We don't know our n is what we are looking for. We don't know our n is what we are looking for. So our frequency of compounding is 365 days or daily compounding. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you get that. Now, having broken down our formula, now we can get to see or substitute these figures into our formula so that we can see how long is it going to take us to get into 10 million Kenya shillings, contributing 20,000 in a money market. Let's call this money market fund ABC. Let's call this money market fund ABC. So, ladies and gentlemen, our future value here, which is 10 million, our future value, which is 10 million, is equals to amount 20,000 into brackets. If you take this one is going to be 1 plus 0.0083, then raised to power n minus 1 divided by 0.0083. Simple. 10,000 is equals to 20,000, 1 plus 0.0083 raised to power n minus 1 divided by 0.0083. Now, if you remember in high school how we used to solve such problems, we used to do this, all right? So we used to take 10 million, you multiply by 0.0083, you divide by this 20,000, you divide by 20,000, then is equal to 1, just solve what is in the brackets. What is in the brackets is 1 plus 0.0083, so you are going to get 1.0083 raised to power n minus 1. That is what we had in the bracket, so we just solve it the way it is. Now you solve on this side, then you solve on the other side, and we are almost done with our calculation here. So you just take 10 million, then you multiply by 0.0083, then you divide by 20,000. That is 4.15. So it's equal to 4.15 is equals to 4.15 is equals to 1.0083, then raised to power n minus 1. Now we can shift this -1 into the other side, and when it comes to the other side, it becomes positive. So it's like we are going to add 1 to 4.15 to get 5.15 is equals to 1.0083 raised to power n. Now, how do we eliminate n, or how do we obtain n with this kind of a problem? Again, in high school, we used to introduce logarithms, and we used to say log 5.15 is equals to log okay, now when you introduce log on this side, log 5.15, then you are going to, our mwalimu used to say angusha, you kuangusha. So you drop this n here, you say n log 1.0083. So that on this side you can divide log 1.0083, and this other side you can divide to log 1.0083. So that on this side you are only left with n and is equals to, then you solve what is on the other side, and this is the answer you get here. So we say, I hope you have your calculator there, we say log 5.15 divided by log 1.0083 is equals to 198. That is around 198, is equals to around 198. Now remember, this 198 is in form of months because our interest rate, we changed it into monthly. So it is in form of months. So we need to change our period. That is, okay, we can say here months. So for you to get into 10 million contributing 20,000 Kenya shillings in a money market fund with an interest rate of 10% per annum, frequency of compounding being daily, that is 365 days, then it's going to take you 198 months. So this one is equivalent to how many years? Just divide by 12 here. Just divide by 12. If you divide here by 12, you are going to get 16.5 years. So this one is n is equals to 16.5 years. 16.5 years, that is 16 years and a half. So if you contribute 20,000 in a money market fund account with a low yield of 10% per annum, of course with the effect of frequency of compounding being daily, then it's going to take you, that is 16 and a half years to raise 10 million Kenya shillings. Now, ladies and gentlemen, having identified that, I want us to see now, okay, after 16 and a half years, you have your 10 million Kenya shillings. But how much did you contribute to that money market fund? How much did you contribute? Because some of the amount, some of the part of that 10 million is the amount that the fund manager worked for and then paid you as interest. So we want to see how much did you contribute. I think I can do away with this side. I can do away with this side so that I can show you the wonders of compounding, so that those people who don't know how compounding works, you can understand here. So total contribution here, contribution, now that we have our years, our period of compounding is 16.5 years. So first, let's take 16 years. So you used to contribute 20,000 per month, of course, times 12 months, because 1 year is going to have 12 months, then multiply by 16 years is equals to what? So 20,000 times 12 months, then you multiply by 16 years. Multiply by 16 years is equals to what? This one is 20,000 times 12. So in 1 month, in 1 year, you are contributing 240,000, then multiply by 16 years. So in 16 years, you are going to have contributed is equals to 3,840,000. All right, 3,840,000. Let's calculate and a half. What about a half? So per month you are contributing 20,000 times a half is going to have 6 months. 6 months. So this one is a total of, so this is 20,000 times 6. So that one is 120,000. So you add there to see the total contribution. Total contribution here is how many? So this one is 0, 0, 0. I don't have to use calculator on this. 0. This one is 4, 6, 9, 3. All right. So total contribution is equals to 3,960,000. But remember, for 16 years, you contributed 3,960,000. But remember, after 16.5 years, you have 10 million. So how much money has the fund manager paid you as interest? Let's take 10 million, then you less 3 million, 960,000. So what was the invested amount? Return on investment, ROI. What was the return on investment? So you take 10 million minus 3,960,000. That is 6,040,000 Kenya shillings. 6,040,000 Kenya shillings. So ladies and gentlemen, in 16 years and a half, you contributed 3,960,000, but the fund manager rewarded you with 6,040,000. Is it not wonderful? Imagine contributing only 3.9 million, but someone is going to give you at the end of investment period, someone is giving you 6 million, all right? Just to give them the money to work and then pay you some interest. Remember, 10% must not, it's not necessarily that 10% is constant. Sometimes it can change, go up or go down. Like for example, right now, the interest rates of money market funds has gone down. So in future, they could go up depending on the market conditions. Again, there are so many things that can affect the interest rates. There are so many things that can affect the interest rates. In most cases, they might go up or go down. So it depends. So ladies and gentlemen, that is how it's going to look like after 16.5 years. So the goal was to find out the investment period. So it's going to take you 16 and a half years to reach to 10 million Kenya shillings, contributing 20,000 in a money market fund account. Out of that, out of 16 years, you will have contributed 3,960,000, but the fund manager will have given you 6 million. That is almost twice the money that you have contributed. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can check that and see whether it makes some sense. Compare it with other investment. Now, if you wanted to build a house with this amount at the end of investment period, probably, let's say you are now 25 years. Let's say you are 25 years. So if you add 16 here, this one is 0, this is 1 carry 1. That is, but by the time you are 41 years, you can be able to build your mansion, your dream home, or that project that you want to do. If you are 30 years, by the time you are 46 years, 46 years and a half, you can be able to do that. So ladies and gentlemen, it's just a strategy. I prefer this than taking a loan from a bank, because a loan of 10 million, you are going to pay interest on it. And if you pay for a longer period of time, it's going to cost you a lot. Actually, you are going to pay for a longer period than 16 years. So I would prefer that money that you could have paid in the bank as a loan. Why don't you add to the 20,000 that you are contributing, just to fasten this process of reaching into the threshold of 10 million Kenya shillings. I think I have done a video about taking a loan at the same time investing in a money market fund to build a house after 10 years. Which one is the best? So ladies and gentlemen, I would prefer you invest in a money market fund other than going for a mortgage loan that you are going to probably pay for 25 years or 30 years. And you pay a lot of money, you pay a lot of interest, and probably you become a slave to the bank. So this is the way to go. Low risk, low return, but no pressure. All right, slowly by slowly. All right, so thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That was the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Sir John Mweri. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video like this, you are the first person to get it. Also, make sure that you share this video to your friends, to the society, so that you can have a lot of people being educated. All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That was my time. See you on the next video. Stay liquid.